What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. And today we are back with episode 5 of Spin the S&P. And in today's video, we're going to be looking for a new stock to break down and look to see if it's a good stock to get into, if it's overbought, if it's oversold, undervalued, whatever the case may be. So if you're excited for today's video, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notifications for all future uploads. I know I've been a little bit behind on this series here, but I've not forgotten about it. So we have all the stocks from the S&P 500 listed on this wheel here. We spin the wheel, and then we go away. We take a look at the valuation, the charts, the fundamentals, whatever it is we look at, and we give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of the stock here. Without further ado, let's get our next stock to go over here. Again, I know the series is going to be taking a long time, but I'm excited for it. And the stock that we have is ticker symbol FRT. So I'm going to go away, do a little bit of some analysis on the stock, and I'll be back in just one moment. All right, so we are back with looking into the ticker symbol FRT, which stands for the Federal Realty Investment Trust. So again, when you see this name here, you're probably thinking to yourself, maybe like I am, oh, this is going to be another REIT play. Look at here, and this is in fact a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust. Now, here I have the website pulled up here. They've been around for over 60 years in real estate, and it's a good thing to be looking at having some sort of real estate maybe in your portfolio. You know, one of the biggest ones we talk about on this channel over the years has been Realty Income. This one is also a real estate investment trust, a REIT that actually has some pretty good exposure, as you'll see. They list out all the different places they're looking at here. We can go into, let me take a look and find a place for us. So you can kind of take a look and see. They give a lot of the breakdown since this is the overall main page here, for example. Let me go to leasing. I think it was under here that I found some really cool stuff here. Let's take a look and see. Let's go to properties here. I get a little bit of a breakdown about how the stock works. Here we go. Yes. So as you can see, this little map here tells you all the different locations that they have real estate in. Everything from California, a little bit in the Midwest, maybe I guess I would say, up in Chicago, and then along the East Coast. They were, I believe, started in Maryland, so it makes sense. A lot more real estate over here compared to over here, but they are looking like to expand. Looks from the map here at the very, very beginning. What I will say, again, when you click onto one of these here, it's very nicely laid out here because this is one of their properties that they have that has office and real estate. And as you will see, it breaks down the demographics, which I think is very, very cool as well, to help out with people who are looking to rent into spaces or to lease into spaces in these areas, which I think is very, very cool. As you will see, it gives you the location of things. And then here is basically the site plan that you'll be looking at here. And you can see, you know, some major names that you'll see here. Whole Foods is obviously one of them. I believe I saw P.F. Chang's is another one. You have Anthropologie, Ethan Allen, Sephora, Williams & Sonoma. So you have a lot of big name companies that are renting out or leasing out places in this kind of real estate portfolio, which again, I think is very much cool. You can look at all the information here. Very, very nice, very awesome stuff. This is a company that, again, since it is a real estate, does pay out a dividend, which is, again, is something that you may be looking at doing. Oh, look, ESS. We did this one a little while ago. We've hit 2 real estates, 2 REITs so far out of 5. So I don't know what the odds of that are, but the one thing I will say that I really like about it is that their dividend growth is phenomenal. 57 years of growing their dividend. Essentially, it's like getting a raise from their job, but in the form of a dividend instead. They do pay it out quarterly here, as you'll see, and they have an an amazing dividend yield, 3.75%, and being able to have 3.75% dividend yield and grow it, not by a lot, by a little bit, but growing it for 57 years is absolutely amazing, and I can see that that's probably why this stock is in the S&P 500. So that's really awesome stuff to see here. Taking a look at the technical side of things here, here is the stock that we're looking at, FRT, as you'll see. And from these Fibonacci levels, it has respected a lot of levels really nicely. As you'll see, we've had a double bottom here, almost a triple bottom here at about the $75, $76 mark. We broke through up to here, and then we broke up into this next purple line of 106. And then we had a little bit of a retracement back down to this 84 level, as we'll see. Taking a look at these levels here. This is on the weekly time frame, by the way. We can go to the dailies if we need to. Taking a look at the dailies here, you'll see that we're kind of in a little bit of a position where I'm not really quite sure if we're going to get that continuation to the upside or come back down to the 115 mark. When looking at this kind of real estate, again, the big thing that's driving this thing here is going to be your interest rates. And the decisions from the Fed definitely makes a huge impact on real estates, especially things like REITs like FRT, ESS, those kind of stocks, based on interest rates. So as you watch interest rates, we'll see what happens to the stock here as it reacts. Here's the two levels kind of really take a look at from a technical perspective of things here. As you will see, we have actually triple confluence here of 3 different Fibonacci's all lining up here at about that 142-ish mark up here. So my guess is it's probably going to be a lot of resistance up at the 140-ish mark, it looks like. And if we do, in fact, pull back, our pullback look at level first one is you have a double level here about 115, 116-ish. If it breaks that one, you're probably coming back down to the 106 level, which was a resistance. They have not really quite retested it for support yet, so we would have to wait and see if you break the 116, are we coming back down to 106? Obviously, only time will tell with that. They do, in fact, have their earnings coming up at the end of July at the time of recording this, so maybe watch that to see how it's going to be reacting to it. But it has been on a nice move to the upside here in recent weeks, which, again, could be very, very good for your portfolio. And then in taking a look at the intrinsic value side of things, which again, my spreadsheet looks at the numbers and the valuations based off of their forward earnings per shares, basing it off of their PE ratios, all those kind of things that we're looking at, the bear case, base case, bull case scenarios. This company is actually not too far away from, from a good value perspective here. I'm looking at a bear case 1 year of $102.55, which again, you're looking at coming down to, again, in the zone over here, which again is the bear case. So, if things get too crazy with interest rates, I feel like these are the ones that get slaughtered the most. So it'll probably be coming around to this zone here for the bear case scenario. On your base case scenario 1 year, you're looking at 123.05. So kind of about where the fair value is right now, as you'll see at 120 or so. You're looking at maybe like $1 or $2 to the upside off of that as a base case. So, is it a little bit, is it fair value right now? Probably. Are you going to get much growth out of this one? Probably not. If you want the dividend for it, sure, I get it. And then the bull case is about 150, which, as you'll see again, we have this big level of resistance here at the 142 level-ish mark. So I feel like we might go to 140-ish, which again, you're still looking at about a 16% upside return or so, give or take. Obviously, that is all based on perspective and seeing how this is going to go in the next couple of weeks. And again, with inflation, with interest rates, a lot of those things are driving these markets, especially your real estate investment trusts. For example, taking a look back at the one we just charted out a little while ago, ESS, as you'll see here, we actually came up to this 285 mark. We broke down, we broke through it, and look at that nice little, retest up at the 303 level, which is what I was saying. Hey, if we break through this level right here, we're going to be going to 303. We went all the way up to 303.35. That's there. So that was very, very awesome to see. I was very, very happy to see that. That was, I believe, either our second video, maybe. I forgot which one it was. We had the Yum Brands as well, which Yum Brands has had a huge move to the upside. Again, as I call this out saying, hey, if it touches this level here, we're going to get a nice little support. And then you would have gotten a nice move to the upside here, looking at 12.5% move to the upside to almost 13% to the upside there. I forgot the other one was. Was it Fastenal, I believe? Just so I can find it really quick. Fastenal, there we go. Fastenal. Again, I believe this one here was a little bit maybe nowhere to land, for example, but I feel like this was a nice level of support here. Got a little bit of a move to the upside. Now you got a little bit of a pullback here. They have earnings coming up here in about a couple of days or so. So that is kind of it. This is a little bit of a shorter video because, again, it's a real estate company. Not really that, in depth with real estate companies as much. Again, right now it's about fair value here. So I don't really see much right now in terms of an investment here. This would be one of those ones where I probably hold and wait for it to pull back to 116 or so, and then maybe see what happens. Again, they do have earnings coming up relatively soon, so that could definitely drive the stock price in different directions as well. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. As always, if you did make this far in the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications for all future uploads. Feel free, of course, as always, to take a look at the Fridge Financials memberships we offer over on YouTube. We have one that's $3 a month. We have one that's $6 a month, and you get a little bit of extra content, live streams, posts, all those kind of things. You get badges, emojis, you name it is on there for you, which again, this is a little bit extra to help support me and to give back to you guys as well. We did a live stream, I believe it was on Tuesday. We did the first hour public, second hour was member only, so only members are able to go back and watch that live stream now, so you get extra access to that as a benefit. So feel free to take a look at that as well. Any support you have for the channel, thank you guys so much as always. Hopefully making money in the market in some way, shape, or form. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video.